Welcome back to Coffee Talks with me.
So, when I was, I don't know, maybe Mom can help with the timeline on this one, but probably when I was about, I would guess, 6 or 7, I lost, excuse me, I'm going to flip you guys off for a second. See that finger? I lost tip of my finger, right? So, I was, I don't know. My guess, I don't know what I said earlier, but I would have had to have been like 5, 6, 7, something like that. And we were living on this big farm down in South Carolina at the time, and it had this building with these old windows. You know how farmhouses had those old windows? And the windows were hard to open, hard to close. You know, they weren't like the new stuff, spring-loaded and everything. Well, I went in this bathroom on the farm and opened this big window, or the window I think was open. No, I opened it. I'd gone in there and used the bathroom, and I'd stood up on the toilet seat to get up to this window. And I opened the window, didn't open it, I guess, all the way or high enough, and put my coffee down here. I was standing with my fingers in the windowsill like this, looking out, and I remember I was trying to yell at my brothers and sisters. They were still outside playing and running around, and had my hand up on the window, and the windowsill came down. It just, the whole window just dropped on my hand, right? And this finger, which now is not any longer than this one, like on this other hand, you could see this finger is longer than this one. This finger, they're the same size. So that window came down and caught my finger right here. And I flip people off all the time just to show them my finger, but it's not disrespectfully. You know, that's a good flip off. Window came down on my finger. I remember I tried very hard to get, I was very little, I was weak, you know? So I was trying with everything I had in me to get the window back up, you know, and I was screaming and crying, and eventually I just ripped my hand out. I tugged and tugged and tugged and ripped it out. What happened was, when I ripped it out, I ripped off all the skin, you know, I believe my fingernail came with it, and I just pretty much ripped off the entire end of my finger there. Like everything, meat, tore it off. And then I ran. Mom said I came screaming into the kitchen, holding my finger like this, doing this to her. Ran into the kitchen screaming, blood just squirting out of my finger. You know, back then we lived, like I said, on this big farm. That's a whole other story in itself, but we weren't very involved in doctors and hospitals and all that, you know. We were more of a self-sustaining kind of a place. So when that happened, all they did was go, from what I can recall, they went and washed the finger up. They went and grabbed that chunk of finger from out of the window, stuck it back on where it was, wrapped it up. I remember that, you know, I didn't get any shots, no pain meds, nothing. They wrapped it back on, taped it on there. He might have glued it, I can't recall. And then I remember they gave me a peppermint, and they sent me back out to play. So eventually that finger, you know, all that skin and everything, the meat that they had stuck back on the end of my finger, I don't know how long it took, but after a while we were playing. I was playing with my brothers and sisters. I think it was Corey, actually. Corey, my older brother, he took a bat. He was swinging a bat around, and the bat swung and hit my finger, and it knocked off all that dead skin and stuff that we had put back on there. And underneath it, you know, was this now rounded finger, you know? Still makes a good fist, but the finger's the same length now. I chopped off some of it in that window. So that's the story, you know. Mom might have better details, and Mom, if you do, you know, tell people in the comments. But yeah, I chopped off the end of my finger in a window growing up. Got it glued back on or wrapped back on, got a peppermint, and went back to playing, from what I can recall. So good times growing up on the farm back then. That's, you know, you handled things as they came to you, and maybe in a crude way, but it worked, you know. I don't recall myself being in killer pain or anything, you know. I may have been, I don't know, I can't recall if I cried that much or not, but yeah, that's a pretty crazy story. So if you guys ever see me in the videos and you see me and you're like, what the hell's wrong with his finger, you know, that's, yeah, now you know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting out of here. This has been another Coffee Talks episode with Jared Jackson. This coffee is amazing. I drink it a lot. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next video.